All right, welcome to Speedgaming 2. We have a 100% match between susreime and Static Shock, and just be starting in just a moment. Going to be an interesting match. Static Shock has a better PB, as far as we can tell, but susreime is a top quality runner, and we know that he can pull off some very good performances and has had some world records.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make sure to not fanboy, fangirl, fan person too much around susreime. Stovetop here in the booth with Chabo. Gonna be a wicked race here. Gonna see what susreime chooses to do for his routing. We've seen some early croc action, but is he gonna bring the big guns?
Standard series entry here. They're waiting for Ridley. They're going to take 5 hits from the tail in order to damage down as fast as possible in order to finish that fight as quickly as possible. And from there, they're starting the escape sequence. susreime doing a jump in order to time the start of his run to try to get through the door as soon as it opens. Neither of them getting a tile boost, but going to... Static had a little bit of a stumble coming up the elevator room. Got a 42. Didn't see what susreime's time was.
Susreime was somewhere around 45-ish, I believe, and then yeah, Static falling a little bit behind, but kind of is what it is. Sometimes Steris just gives you a little bit and a little shake, and you gotta accommodate.
Yeah, especially since we have a leaderboard for it. A lot of people put a ton of stock into their series times, but if you lose a couple of seconds there, it's easy to make it up elsewhere. It's a long run. It's a marathon, not a sprint, as they say.
Agreed. Yeah, I've ran plenty of hundo in my time in the community, and it definitely recently doing a couple any percent runs. I noticed that, man, like we're already leaving Lower Norfair. Are you kidding me?
Yep. All right. susreime going for Moonfall and Parlor, as is Static. And Static
Little
adding,
weave,
yeah,
nice.
Static adding in the weave for the climb Moonfall, which saves maybe quarter second, half a second. Can't remember exactly.
But it does come with infinite swag. We have to take that into consideration.
Also true. susreime stumbling a little bit on the climb up that pillar, but does some down grabs to make up for it.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be a theme that we're gonna see in this race, that you're not even gonna be sure with these runners if what they're doing is a backup versus what they actually intended to do. They're just gonna slide into it so quickly.
Yeah, backup strats are everything for a long run like this. That you're not going to get every trick that you go for. And backups are absolutely crucial. And the smoother that your backups can be, the better your run will be. Essentially, that's where a lot of the time save will come from.
So we got a pretty close race so far. Coming through, getting some pit boosts, and visiting one of the pits, unfortunately for Static. But coming to climb, we'll see if we got any differentiation in what climb strat they go for.
Yeah, both going for the wall jump. The ledge grabs are fairly common, but in practice tend to be about the same speed. Clean parlors for both. Ooh, so Stream going for the faster strat in this flyway. And Static accidentally shooting the floor with one of the missiles, so he has to go back and grab some more from those bugs. The strat Systream took to come into this room is faster but uncommon because a lot of people have trouble getting it. And very clean BT for Systream. Static has to take a few extra shots on BT, but only a few seconds lost there.
Beautiful
Systream,
Alcatraz as for coming out of there.
yeah, and bombs both sets of blocks so he can run through instead of having to morph.
So Stream only with 3 missiles coming into, I call it Pirate Cove. Hopefully he doesn't get fully memed here.
Yeah, and ends up with 2 missiles, which is enough. He can farm 2 Zeelas in the green Brinstar elevator room, and then it'll be fine. Static taking damage from the pirates intentionally to get through. He has full missiles.
I do wonder, Scotty did mention in chat there that we might see early power bombs from Susreem, so maybe that would kind of jive in, because I think you want to save your health if you're going to go up Red Tower right away.
Yeah, it's possible. I didn't see what his PB does, but it is common for runners that do early power bombs to try to keep their health up through this stage of the game. Both runners getting that deboost coming out of the item fanfare off of the waiver.
Yeah, really clean deboost makes you feel really good, makes you feel like an actual gamer.
Both runners just collecting these missiles at the back of this room. So
Let's see if
Stream
we
now,
get a
yeah.
little bit of early mock ball action.
Yep, got the reverse mock ball. And Static getting the jump through the door. Does he get the mock ball? Yes, he does.
2 for 2. Let's hope that's a trend for this race.
So Stream using missiles on that door, which also a common indication of early power bombs.
We'll see that come into play if Cicerine, which he probably will, go for that triple wall break entry into into Craig's warehouse.
Even managed to start building up reserve tank energy. So yeah, because he was able to get those extra drops. Normally don't see that until after Kraid.
Yeah, usually your first energy for that's going to be coming out of the Kraid E-Tank room. But any build that you can do is definitely going to help you out. Just in case you need those reserves somewhere along the point, gauntlet or otherwise.
Yeah, especially in late Croc, it's very common to use reserves for the Gauntlet Spark.
We're going to find out right now. Is this stream going up or down? Looks like up. Let's go.
Yeah, he's going up. Yeah, so he's going to be grabbing power bombs early, which the main thing is that allows you to only take one visit into Kraid's Lair. Otherwise, most runners will visit Kraid's Lair again after, rather on their way to Lower Norfair, in order to pick up those missiles that are gated behind the power bomb blocks. But Sistream grabbing power bombs now, that means that he can go through Kraid's Lair in one pass. There's a few other strats that he'll be able to do, especially in Upper Norfair, that will save time for that segment compared with the late power bombs, however you want to call it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's late power bombs, regular power bombs, how you quite want to put that, but it does definitely open up some strats, as you say, in Upper Norfair, and we're gonna have a little bit of suspense in the race now that we're not gonna be 100% sure where the runners are compared to each other.
Yeah, they're not going to converge until their repeat visit to Upper Norfair. When they go down that elevator, their routes will be converged, assuming both of them are going for Lake Croc.
I think Static is kind of the could have changed, but I think he's kind of a fan of early croc. I know I'm an early croc enjoyer.
Oh, that's true. I
I
do
believe
remember him
yeah,
doing
I
that.
think he's got an early croc. I don't know about world record, but definitely, I believe he's fifth on the leaderboard, so it's not anything to sneeze at.
Yeah, so in that case, then we won't see a route divergence until X-ray. Convergence, rather. Start taking some damage on Kraid spikes in order to reduce the lag as Kraid rises out of the ground.
Kind of put himself into a rough drop situation here. Like, these are going to be pretty touch and go missiles, but you do pick up a bunch right immediately when you walk into Upper Norfair.
Yeah, so he should be okay because, after he gets through the mini Kraid and the Green Pirates, then he'll use a missile on the B-Toms, and then probably won't need any more for a while. Yeah, 2 missiles, and then he'll use one for the B-Toms, so he probably won't run out.
Nice turnaround for Static, getting that E-tank. It's a bit of a touch and go one to make sure you're in the right position to land and properly and not take extra damage.
Yeah, and that turnaround as he hit the ceiling, nice Kraid quick kill from susreime, by the way, but that turnaround as he hit the ceiling meant that he didn't have to rely on the collision oscillator, whereas if you did a straight jump, there is essentially a 50-50 chance that you'll be on the right frame to grab it, unless you're centered on that tile.
Being centered on tiles takes too long. Well, we got to save time here, Jabo.
Yeah. Yeah, so nice Kraid kill for susreime as well. And now he's coming out and has pretty good ammo as well.
Wonder if we'll see a power bomb coming through here just to save time. Yeah. Okay, it's just another couple little strats that you end up picking up when you have earlier power bombs.
Yeah, exactly. Also doing turnaround on the E-tank.
Clean movement from Static moving and getting the high jump items here and heading out to Business Center on his way to collect Wave Beam and Speed Booster.
Fixing the door coming into Pre-Cathedral landed on that platform aiming down and then jumped through the door. The door wasn't entirely centered, but it was nearly there.
Yeah, that's a really tough door and something that if you're not super familiar with the game, you might not notice, but it takes 42 frames to open a normal door in Super Metroid, and if you don't have that door centered onto the screen, it takes more time for the game to center that door before or it'll transition you through.
Start getting a little bit caught up in Rising Tide here, but only a little bit of time lost, and it's moving on through to Bubble Mountain, killing King Tack before he gets to the top, so it doesn't have to worry about the spikes coming out at an inopportune time and knocking him down.
It's King Kak's room, we're just in it.
And Stack elects not to farm beforehand.
These are pretty good resources here. You can get away with 3 supers and head down in early croc. Usually I would see him missing one of the doors on the way to wave, but you can just push your luck and hope for good drops on the way down.
Yeah, I agree. I think I tend to prefer farming on the way in regardless, and then if I get good enough resources from that farm, then I can skip it on the way out. But I don't know which is optimal if you were to only go for one.
It's definitely very, very close for sure. Looks like Static's electing just to
No
send it,
farm.
which I'm all
Yeah,
for it.
that's also interesting. Deboost in the single chamber from Static.
Yeah, I agree with Tex. Got some good drops on susreime side, just supers everywhere. Again, I think all the supers that the PRKD runners are looking for in Turian are in susreime's game. Couple frame drops from Static. Hopefully that'll settle out a little bit here.
Yep, and went for the bomb spread on his way down, but didn't get it, but not a big deal. Just have to wait for the bomb to explode, and there's only a little bit of a delay there. Yep.
Nice
And
Kego in the pirate shaft there. I find that strat really difficult, so whenever I see a runner do it, I just kind of swoon.
and as you mentioned, Static is going for early Croc. So here he is into Croc's room.
Rock appears to be playing nice right now, but sometimes he gets a little ornery about getting in the hot tub.
Yeah, two swipes so far.
I hope I didn't commentator curse this fight.
I think that was 4 total.
Four is fine. I
Yeah.
think that's like one or two more than you'd like to see, but
Yep.
it is what it is.
Yeah. From Systream, just saw one of the power bomb usages. So in Bubble Mountain. Oh, Systream's also doing early Croc. I don't remember what's in his PB, but interesting doing early Croc and early power bombs.
I believe the susreime I saw PB I saw the 11611 was the what I've been calling the earliest croc route. I don't know what the actual naming convention for that is, with the hell runs and everything, or heck runs. My apologies, but it's definitely different. I think he does switch it up depending on what opponent that he's facing.
Right. I heard about some of the matches early in the tournament, but I haven't had a chance to watch them. Static getting a very good short charge while the screen was still locked. So it could spark through the drops as they appeared.
I do want to really point out Static's strats down here in the Croc area are really a sight to behold. Specifically, his farm strats that he picks up a lot of really good farms that don't lose more than 10 to 30 frames each and let you skip later farms.
Static evidently going to go for the Indiana Jones strat. Here it is.
Beautiful grapple swings. Let's go. Yeah, to comment on Butter Utter there. Yeah, there are some strats that you can use if you have extra supers coming through Upper North Air in order to push Croc back. With your opener, you're going to do that 2 missile, 1 super Doppler. That'll move Croc back 6 spaces. Any Doppler after that will push him back 5, as opposed to a charge shot pushing him back 2. So you do get a little bit more control over what you see for or your RNG.
Yeah, Static getting a nice farm there with the grapple beam on his way out of that cosine room. On the bugs, on his way left to right, he shot the bugs, and then going right to left, after the D-boost he farmed before morphing through that tunnel. Now susreime getting the Indiana Jones missiles.
Yeah, really strong use of grapple. That's something if you want to push early Croc to the highest level, you have to really go for that kind of stuff. That be able to leverage grapple, which is not always an easy thing to do.
Susreime getting a little bit stuck in the acid before the missiles, but not a big deal. And skipping that farm in his case.
Holy, the supers just keep raining for susreime here. I think that was 3 in one farm. He went from 2 to 5 right off the hop there.
Wow, that's a lot, yeah. And Stat got his Alpha Spark just now, heading up Red Tower. So we're actually going to see route divergence much easier than expected. Susreime missed the grapple on those blocks, but getting the backup, just doing a running jump off of one of the lower platforms. Susreime opening the ice beam door on the way by.
Static showing off one of the early PBs or early Croc methodologies there. Here, being able to lay that power bomb on your way into alpha PBs.
Interesting. Susreime is breaking the tube now on his way to do the Alpha Spark. I haven't seen that before. I would imagine that's one of his common strats. I just haven't watched his PB.
I haven't seen that one either. That's definitely going to be interesting to see how he moves through that area. Static with a beautiful blue suit strat in beta PBs.
Yeah, agreed. The next time Susreime comes through there, he'll have Gravity Suit. But he'll be able to just jump straight into the room like you would see in a PRTD run.
Sure enough,
from the other side.
Because we'll do Brinstar cleanup and then come through there. For sure.
So right now, because Susreime had already got alpha power bombs, the routes are now converged. So we can see that Stack is definitely ahead now. But still a long ways to go in the run.
Zosti commenting in chat that he's not aware of anyone else that does Susreime's Meridian entry for that power bomb drop earlier.
Yeah, I'd believe it. I haven't seen that before. In the moat, the runner's using grapple in order to get across. Since they have grapple, that's faster than going back in pre-moat in order to charge a spark and then come through. Even faster than Ocean Fly.
Yeah, Twinmo, we saw Susreime do early power bombs for this race. Early power bombs, and both runners have chosen to do early Croc.
Stack into Fantoon's room now.
Turned off a Spazer Beam there, so we're likely going to see some X Factor strats, which I'm a fan of. I know you don't get to do Robot Flush, but they look pretty cool. Juicy making a good point. Static does still have to return to Kraid's lair after he finishes Meridia, so could be neck and neck right now.
Oh, true. The routes still aren't converged because of that.
Solid fight from Static there. Looks like Sistream's getting the slow special here, which kind of what you expect from Fantoon.
And susreime finishes up his Fantoon fight. I didn't count the patterns for either runner.
I think it was either slow mid mid or slow mid for Sistream. I did miss it for Static. Was too busy watching the X factors on the other screen. Reasonable resources for both runners. Shouldn't have too much trouble getting through Spiky Room of Death at D boost, or the bounce ball strat requires about 100 health, plus whatever other D boost you would like to do while you're moving through Wreck Ship here.
Yeah, Stat not going for the ball boost, just going for the ceiling boost. Hitting that last spark in the vertical room in order to fix the door.
That's one of the door fixes that always kind of blows my mind, Chavo. That like it to me, it makes sense. Like you aim down in business centers, or you jump through doors in order to center the screen. But taking damage and that shifting the screen down blows my mind.
Yeah, and it's also very easy to do it improperly and get no benefit whatsoever.
Yo, that's me. You don't have to call me out.
Oh, me too, man. All right, and susreime getting the energy tank as well. Swinging off grapple to do that.
Yeah, that's another divergence that you'll see early versus late Croc that you don't have to fight with the various strats that you can do. Nice blue suit strat from Static there. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if he used that as a backup for ballistics.
Yeah, I didn't see if the opening was with a power bomb or not. But in any case, also used grapple in order to get to the ground earlier, in order to run to the right.
I love that strat. It's barely slower than doing the, well, maybe not barely slower.
Oh, so Stream's addict was amazing.
So Stream always just sends it. He's got a lot of really cool strats that he utilizes, especially incorporating hitting grapple beam.
Yeah, agreed. And besides this category, there's also Max GT, which Sistream has some amazing strats for that category that are completely unique to him.
Yeah, that is going to be a trend with both these runners, that they are pioneers in their respective routes of how they approach things. And it's been said before that susreime sees the game differently. Static is in that same realm for the amount of engineering work that he's done on early Croc.
Start getting Spark to go across the bowling room.
For anyone curious, because Static turned off Spazer Beam to do those X Factors on Fantoon, that removes your ability to do the robot flush because you no longer have Spazer Beam turned on.
Yeah, see if we'll have to see if susreime goes for it.
Nice drops in puddles, and susreime looks like he's setting up for it. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
for
definitely
him.
set up for it. Stopping in the room beforehand.
I don't have audio, so somebody in chat's gonna have to tell me whether he hit both those robots. Yeah, the wraparound shot is a little bit more difficult with only wave beam, but it's just a different setup. Honestly, I find it's relatively comfortable.
Yep,
That's a clean
susreime.
flush. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, sometimes for robot flush, it can even sound like you got it, but it turns out that you got one of the shot blocks. So that's like one of the nuances that you have to learn.
Attempt at a ocean speedball there for Static. Didn't quite get the line up for that mock ball.
It didn't seem like he was going for the speedball because jumped a bit early for that, but still, you like to get the mock ball that carries you onto the platform or into the hole, however you want to say it. Where unfortunately he fell down just below it.
Yeah, one tile gaps are always a pain in this game, so anything
Yes.
that can alleviate you not having to fight with them is something you want to do. Good
Yeah.
energy for both runners. Don't have
Yep.
to do a ship refill. Not a shocker, but something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and susreime got the exact same thing. Didn't get the mock ball on the way back either, but yeah, also got the exact same thing that fell down just before the hole.
So Serene getting a mock through moat there.
Yep, the impulse mock ball named after runner before my time.
I'm getting a history lesson tonight here, folks. Something to learn every day with this game.
Yeah, Stack doesn't have to dip into reserves because he had enough energy going into Gauntlet. Went for the back to Gauntlet spark and charged the spark, but I think he might have been too late to get the backup. Yeah, Shine Spark ran out. So has to resort to power bombs, but that's not terrible. Still pretty fast. Opting to take the... Oh.
So much fear. What is going on, Static?
All right, and I think he'll be... Yeah,
Yeah, he's okay, but that was
and
scary for sure.
Susreime gets the back gauntlet spark. Managed to get the makeup even without breaking the blocks. And Susreime YOLO'd into the crumble blocks. But
oh my goodness,
he
Chavo.
wasn't...
My
Yeah.
heart didn't slow down from the last time we saw that.
But he wasn't entirely comfortable because he wasn't entirely centered. So he jumped up and sort of repositioned himself in order to be able to quick drop through the rest.
Beauty from Static as well for that mock ball coming through Mushroom Kingdom.
He gets the moonfall in the elevator room. Both moonfalls, I should say. Spams missiles into the beat toms.
Those B-Toms deserve it.
And gets the turnaround into super, which is nice. I love that.
See what's kind of, yep, Susreime doing the, oh, missed it a little bit, but he does
Interesting.
a really interesting moonfall weave in the pre-Etikun room.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Nice climb for Static, morphing right into that one tile gap to pick up Etikun's PBs.
Yeah, it always feels good when you can get that morph without having to go over the hole.
And Static laying that power bomb to make the Etikuns be silent to make sure that that door doesn't take any longer than it has to.
Susreime also getting the good up morph.
That's something I actually only recently learned after looking at Susreime's runs of how many things you can actually hit with Grapple Beam.
Yeah, there's a lot of weaker enemies that can be killed with grapple.
So we got one mission. We'll call it Mission Possible. We'll see how susreime does here.
And he gets it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Meanwhile, for Stack, for those hoppers, he used a missile and a super, which takes them out fairly quickly.
So I'm curious here. susreime still has Spazer turned on. Normally we'd see that turned off kind of around Gauntlet. I know he's been doing some theory crafting as far as that goes, so I'm curious where it's going to get turned off so we have X Factors ready for Bot Wound and Dragon.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that he has strats that go without it. I mean, I don't do X factors, but then that's mainly just because I haven't learned them. I don't think that's the case with susreime.
Yeah, getting some confirmation from MO2 where to turn it off, or that he will turn it off later.
Okay. Yeah, it
Offer
would
more
be
strats. That'll
definitely
be cool. Let's
yeah,
see.
it would be
I'm excited
definitely
to see that.
interesting to see what other people would come up with for Spazer strats there, but yeah, there aren't many runners that choose to forego X factors.
Good setup from Static to get turned around without going over the pedestal, looks like. Coming out of Waterway E-Tank.
So Stream going for the Moonfall just before Waterway, which isn't common because it's hard to get that to save time.
Nice setup from Static to be able to get that speed to bounce and set up killing that that enemy coming out of the pipe before he picks up green in hill zone missiles.
And that mock ball going into the pipe feels good, and it's relatively easy. And speaking of which, I will say that, like, you know, these are two fantastic runners, but you know, I do often see people, you know, that watch high level runners that don't run the game, and they're like, oh, I could never do that. You know, I could never speed run this game, but you know, we do like having new runners in the community, and there are strats everywhere for every room that are pretty accessible. So, you know, just because we're watching high level runners that have put years into this game, please don't be discouraged.
Yeah, jump right in. The community is very positive towards less experienced runners. I haven't ran into a single situation where someone's like, I don't have time to help you. They're always like, okay, like maybe not immediately, but at the end of this run, sure, yeah, I'll go over how to do that.
Ooh, so Stream charged a Shine Spark in. Oh, he bonked it, but that is very interesting. He charged a Shine Spark just before the pit, and then because he had already blown up the tube, he was able to carry it up and use it in the room.
A little bit of arm pumps of frustration here with this Shine Spark for Main Street to back it up.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Having to spend that much time on the backup.
Oh, Static whiffing too in Mama Turtle trying to go for this grapple strat. I do want to roll the clock back a little bit there. We did see 2 for 2 for Blockbuster, which is always a really slick strat to see.
Oh, that's excellent. I only saw one, but yeah, good to hear that both of them got it. Susreime almost made it to that ledge before the fish, but took a hit from it and got knocked down.
Heck, that fish. Let's see what Static does coming in here. Nice little D boost across in the, I believe it's called False Plasma Room or something.
Pseudo Plasma Spark Room. I think it's because it looks kind of like Plasma Spark Room. Nice. Static got the angled down D-pad morph into that tunnel, which is fairly difficult.
It's Static with a pseudo screw through that chute. That's interesting.
And
And
Susreime recognized the pattern for that that spiky enemy, the ouch. So
here's our turn off
oh
for
yeah.
Spazer and Varia, like Chap was talking about. That's really interesting.
Mm.
Didn't quite make it into the hole, but I guess that probably allows you to buffer getting that morph.
Yeah, that was my
Make it a
guess
little
too.
easier. This is an interesting strat. I have seen Cicerine practice this room. Going to use a little bit of grapple action to get more farms on the way out.
All right, start going into his Batoon fight. Doing the D factor setup made by D called. Gets all 4 particles from the X factor and finishes it off with 1 round.
Now that right pattern's a little bit sneaky, so good on Static for being able to manage that one really well. That looks like a good full halfy climb. Let's see
Yeah,
if
that's a
Static
good
nails
setup.
it.
Yep, all the way across the room. And now Susreime going into his Batoon fight. Static using different setup from Susreime. Still gets 1 round, and Static uses grapple to swing across the room in both directions. In there, the precious room.
That was a buffered charge shot from Sistream during that halfy climb, eh?
Yeah, I think so. Also, slowed down a little bit in the room before. Don't know if that's a setup in order to make the down press easier before the climb.
Wonderful 2-round, looks like from Static there, and working on the spike suit, fingers crossed.
Gets the spike suit.
Don't matter how many times it takes, as long as the drops aren't there.
Yeah. So because Susreime, because he sparks here with the X Factor active, that means that the next spark is going to have it's going to have a shorter crash animation, so they can set up for the rest of that strat. A very unique strat. I'm pretty sure he came up with it.
Yeah, I don't
And
know what the name of that is, other than I think Stachio's got it right. Just a crack drag on. There's no other way to describe it.
yeah, the only other person that I know of that has a double X Factor strat for Dragon is Zost. And that one is significantly different. So, yeah, it's very interesting to see what Susreime does with this. Static doing a moonfall through the sand into the right sand pit.
I think we can all hear Zenny's song in our head right now.
Exactly.
Double blue suit strats from both runners on their first pass back through Aqueduct here.
And to the Hollywood video, it's like the Blockbuster, but in a slightly different area.
Ooh, Static getting dinged by that menu on the way up. That's a stinker.
Yeah, they are annoying. And I remember, even both casual playthroughs and early speed runs that I didn't know how to deal with them. So, just end up having to like climb up and kill them one at a time before coming down, and then wall jumping up and killing one more. Very tedious, but fortunately, only getting knocked down the one time for Stag.
Definitely a good feel. Static dropping missiles, that's a relatively new thing that's come into Hundo. It's to manipulate to get more super drops from GT later on in the run. Changes what kind of an attack pattern that you're going to see from GT based on how many missiles you have. What's your feeling on Spring Ball, Chabo? I'm a Spring Ball enjoyer.
I enjoy it, but I run too little any percent. I mean, too little 100% and GT Classic to really be that familiar with it. So any rooms that I'm too used to for any percent, I sometimes mess up and try to unmorph with jump and things like that.
That's fair. It definitely does add a little bit of a different option there.
Yeah, so basically I'm saying that like, sometimes it's to my detriment, but that's my fault, not the items.
Looks like chat's a little bit split on how they feel about our friend or foe Shaq Tool.
Yeah, it used to just be for the jokes or whatever of killing Shaktul, but it turns out that it is actually optimal because it'll reduce lag.
Save the frames, not the animals. Or digging equipment.
Very clean plasma room from Static. See
Clean
how
setup into
Stream
this
does with it.
moonfall as well.
Mm,
Beautiful.
that is good Moonfall, and it helps fix the door as well. I think that's actually the main benefit of it, rather than actual room time.
Yeah, in my experience, I haven't been able to make it faster, but in honor of a couple other runners calling this all moonfall RTA, I go for it as well.
Very nice. I think Static bonked the wall just before the door, but otherwise that was a very good cat alley.
Yeah, that Cack Alley strat is a little bit tedious, but it feels really good to nail it and not end up having to just take farms for your trouble for messing up the room.
Static bonked the wall, so not going to be able to get the temporary blue suit up, but gets the spark as backup.
Now we should have a. We've been saying it a lot and getting it wrong, so hopefully I'm not. It's not. This isn't going to be another one, but I think once we're out of Meridia and we grab that crate tank item, I think we're going to see them synced up. Is that accurate?
So far as I know, yeah. Because I think everything else, they are now evenly matched for items. And so Stream gets the temporary blue suit. It's like the blue bomber. I don't know if anyone's made a new name for it.
I've just always called them Aqueduct blue suit strats, but I am not a historian for sure. Water bomber, that's a good one. I like that.
Ooh, yeah.
Jinx.
All right, so Static about to take his trip back into Kraid's lair, which susreime will not have to do.
So yeah, susreime, he's known to go for some pretty crazy deboost stuff in this room. So we'll see. Oh no triple deboost this time. This is looking like pretty close to neck and neck here, chat. That we got Static leaving the room and susreime going into the elevator room.
Ooh, and Static got the short charge speedball coming out of the party room.
Beautiful strat. And
Yeah,
only a few seconds between each other here.
yeah, they are less than an elevator transition apart.
But that's what you want to see, right? You want to see these close games. That's why you come out to Speedgaming and watch every match. Make sure you don't miss one, folks.
Yeah, always fun when the match is more competitive.
Beautiful exit from Ice for susreime there. See if Static emulates him. Different, but still very quick.
Yeah. And unfortunately, because it's 100%, we don't have a chance to see Northern Route. They're both going Southern Route.
I'm a Southern route enjoyer, mostly just because it feels comfy. Susreime doing some wicked and spring ball strats here. A little bit off, but dang close to it.
Mm.
Static opting for the more traditional space jump. I'm not sure if either one was faster. Maybe they fixed the door going into that room better. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. susreime getting the chronic boost nicely, and Static going to be going for it as well.
susreime showing that elevators are still one of the worst bosses in this game.
I mean, they are technically enemies.
Really, this game again. Learn something new every day.
I'm pretty sure anyway. susreime doing one of the Flame Dancer strats, going directly left off the elevator. Static instead going for the more traditional blue strat to build up a speed booster state.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a consensus on which one's faster, but they both look really cool. So even swag is equivalent in this case.
I'm pretty sure they are about equal optimally, but personally, I find the Flame Dancer to have better backups.
I'd agree there. I'm more of a fan of the Flame Dancer, but the blue suit isn't super consistent for me.
Both taking damage as the power bomb goes off in order to reduce lag, and then running left in order to set up a sort of Doppler shot to open the fight with GT.
You got to get that pot shot off on GT. He deserves it.
And susreime getting the nice turnaround into screw attack. I love that strat. Static as well.
Good supers for both runners. susreime a little bit ahead on the super resource there. but it's going to play a little bit of a role depending on how they want to approach Ridley. There is a pretty good chunk of time that if you really want to pancake Ridley, pumping supers into him, that you're gonna see that time save, but it can go other ways.
Yeah, one subtle thing is that at the top of the screw attack room, susreime actually screw attacked through the blocks all the way on the left side so that he had slightly more of a runway to build run speed before space jumping through the Ripper room. So that was interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if chat had caught it. Worst room in the game for susreime is another unique strat. I'm not sure I've seen anyone do it that way, of freezing the enemy, then immediately jumping up and off that to screw attack through the blocks. Susreime dropping that power bomb, try to override the, I believe it's the audio cue, similar to the Edakun's move.
Exactly. And killing these T hunters on the way down in order to reduce lag when the power bombs go off. It can take up to, you know, it can actually take more than a full second if you leave them alive when those power bombs go off.
Yeah, it's really wild for sure, or the amount of time loss that you have there. Power bombs are, I'd almost call them the bane of speedrunners, because they're necessary, but they take so long to do their thing. Really, really nice powerhouse into Ridley Farm room, force this room. Static getting a little bit caught up there.
Yeah, susreime opening his Ridley fight with a few beam shots and then going into supers.
Now, I believe this the screw attack manip, was that Aussie that came up with that for the RBO category? Kind of seeing a bit of a cross here.
But both heavily relying on supers. I don't know the counts for either one, but yeah, Static ending the fight. A little bit of trouble when he was in the acid on the right side, but pretty good fight overall.
Yeah, it's the stream sending it, but Static no slouch for that fight. Really, really smooth for both runners. And a reasonable amount of supers as well for both. That they still aren't gonna probably have to pump the brakes in Turian. They should have a good amount by the time they get there.
susreime going for a new strat. This Spart through the Kazans. Strat was found by Snick not too long ago. I think it was only a few weeks ago. Stag going for the more traditional spring ball strat. Both getting the Wasteland Speedball. Always feels bad when you don't get that one.
It's the stream setting up for this Firefly deboost. This is a really, really slick strat. I know when I learned it, it's one of the things that told me I really wanted to run 100%.
Yeah, it is. It is a really fun strat when you get it. Yep, and Stag set up for that too. Slightly overshoots the Firefly, but not a big deal.
The discount Hoda Ruby there.
Yeah, got the first block, had to come back down for the missile. Now Stag's gonna go for it. Oh, doesn't go for it, just apparently mains the screw attack strat.
Cutie, big fan of the fact I do believe a real cutie is the only one that has gotten a clean Hoda Ruby in this tournament so far.
Yeah, so these runners are still very close. I mean, start getting the missile here just as the stream is coming into the other room.
Yeah, this is definitely a few messy rooms away from each other. So Stream opting for that at a grapple strat. I believe it is faster, but uh, being able to get that farm as well is still a good thing.
Yeah, they look pretty quick, and then gets the spring ball off of that missile pillar.
I love that strat. It's just such a thing of beauty. Again, spring ball enjoyer. Gonna have a lot of spring ball propaganda coming from me.
All right, gonna go for the damage boost across Bubble Mountain.
Apparently
And
that ice shot was a little bit off, but very clean room so far.
setup looks good for Stream to get deboost. Oh, yeah, he had the setup, just didn't quite get the damage boost. Static getting the reverse damage boost on his side.
Static almost with that nice save room, not quite, but moving through business center nice and all. There's my comment.
Yeah, an unfortunate missed down grab, but he's moving on now. Stream backing up to the wall in order to get as much run speed as possible for the space jump. And then landing on the spikes so that he can build up more speed before they hit them again.
Yeah, X-ray is such a long room that anything that you can do, either A, to make yourself faster, or B, to keep yourself entertained, is going to be a plus.
Very true. Oh, Stag hit the pillar with his shot because he missed the item ball with his shot the first time around, so he's going to have to wait for this to descend all the way before he can go back through. Costs maybe a couple of seconds. And falls down to the ground, so he lost his run speed.
This is a stinker right here. I'm not sure what it maybe be is running faster at that point, or is trying to grapple maybe the option.
Depending exactly where he used it, I'm not sure grapple would have saved him any time there, but he's on his way. He's out of that room now.
Out of danger, and you always run from the mistake. You don't stop. You don't look back.
Yep, missed the gate in Green Hill Zone with his shot the first time around.
Hero and I have very different opinions of. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, if you're calling Retro Brinstar beautiful, we have very different opinions. This is an evil part of the game.
Started taking several tries to get that speedball to go through the bomb blocks there.
So Stream with the corner mock ball into Billy May's room. Going to have one and a little bit more.
Both runners now have all energy tanks in the game. Ooh, Susreime got the morph through that door on the way to this elevator room. That was nice.
Very, very smooth. Some unique strats, but also some just very strong movement for both runners, is with minimal hiccups through Retro Brand.
And then Sparks through the pit room. Technically, I last I heard it was technically faster to space jump through there, but extremely difficult.
That sounds terrifying. I think I will remain in as a spark person for that room. That sounds so hard.
Yeah, I agree. I think Zenny went for it for a while, but even he Sparks now. And Susreime grabbing his last item in the game. He should have 100% now.
Yeah, picking up those dentist missiles. Static with a
Yeah,
nice setup to throw that power bomb out, and then gets kind of memed. I hate climb supers. I don't know about anyone else, but this room has stolen more hundo PBs from me than any other room in the game, even Baby Skip.
I've definitely had that room be in some of my PB thumbnails as well, because it was one of the more notable moments of the run. And not for good reasons.
The noof. They can't all be pretty, but you just make them as pretty as you can. So Stream gets to think about his run and how it went, how things could have been different or could have been worse, while waiting for these green statues. Static picking up the dentist missiles as well.
Lisa needs braces. All right, and now Static has all of his items, and he's also going to go to the G4 room in order to join the stream there.
One thing I've learned Pity Wonk is it's not about getting the run you like, it's about the one that you dislike the least.
All right, now Static has his cutscene while Susreime goes through the Metroid rooms. Had pretty good resources coming in, so he can be a bit aggressive.
Beautiful Metroid Room 3 only missing the door, but that's such a marginal time loss.
Exactly. All right. Yeah, 7 supers. So, it's optimally you want a few more for Mother Brain, but that definitely gets him through all the doors without having to resort to missiles. So that's nice.
For sure, and I imagine we'll see a down back Zeb skip from Susreime, so won't have to worry about using supers on the first Zeb.
And seems like he's going to go for the Stachio skip on the baby Metroid. And that looks clean. Gets through with a clockwise baby skip.
Very nice. So Static ripping through his Metroid rooms as well. Let's see how his Metroid Room 3 looks. Another beautiful without the door.
It didn't go for the door shot, so that seems good to me. And he has 12 supers, so that's even better position. All right, susreime is done with Mother Brain 1. Static taking some damage. I'm not sure if
There's
that's like,
a
is that
setup
insurance
for
against getting
Varia, maybe?
grabbed? Okay, that looks like a good spring ball baby step. With some power bomb lag to help give wider windows for the inputs. But yeah, I'm thinking, A, setting up for the stand-up glitch in advance with taking that damage, and B, maybe some insurance in case he gets grabbed, then at least, he'll get to that 1 health threshold faster.
For sure. It feels like a eternity when you're getting drained down with Varia suit on.
All right, so coming up, susreime is probably going to be going for this head manipulation that was discovered recently by several runners. He's going for it. Oh, missed the spring ball. He did a soft morph instead. So that's unfortunate. Probably going to have a relatively slow Mother Brain sit down here.
Static scaring me there. If you're not careful, you'll take 60 damage instead of 30.
Yeah, exactly. All right, gotta get up quickly and oh, using that
Be
deboost against
still
Mother
my
Brain.
beating heart. That is wild. I know I've seen that deboost trap before, but it is the very definition of send it.
And the fact that he got down to single-digit health in the process. All right, so Stack was going for the more traditional setup for Mother Brain's head, doing space jumps in the corner instead. With that one, you get 4 cries from the baby instead of 2, which the new setup does. But that's better than the 7, which is what you get with no manipulation.
Yeah, this it just goes to show that how dedicated this community is. That we're, I say we. That's a very broad we. Are still finding stuff to this day with this game, ways that we can save not insignificant amounts of time.
Yeah, so Static still in his stand-up fight. Meanwhile, susreime is in the escape sequence. And
There's a little tidbit coming up for our audience with susreime. Just give susreime a couple rooms.
ooh, that's true. He tends to do something that not a lot of runners do in his runs. Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
he's just
we
going to the ship.
yeah, that's not quite a norm for susreime.
Well, GG, susreime has finished.
GG to susreime. That was a really solid run. We'll see if we get him in here for a interview. While Static is shredding his way through this escape sequence as well.
Yeah, I don't have the official time because I'm not in the race room, but his time shown on screen is 1:14:35, which is excellent. All right, and Static has now finished as well.
Static wrapping it up and up. Race time 1:15:37 might have been a little bit slower on the dot done in the race room here. Marvelous race from both runners. Interesting video coming from static there might have a bit of a connection glitch, but GG's to both runners. That was a lot of fun and really, really close race for a lot of that.
That was close for a long time. You know, as soon as we converge back after trade missiles, you know, that was like one room separating them for quite a bit of the rest of the run.
Yeah, just amazing movement. Always a class. That's a class act from both of these runners. Really unique strats to their respective. I don't want to call them categories, but definitely a lot of fun. Looks like susreime is in our waiting room if he wants to jump in for the interview. Welcome in, susreime. GG. What a race! That was what a race. We got to know, is that a PB? We weren't sure looking at your split.
It is. It is a PB. First of all, thank you for the commentary, Stowe and Chavo, and GG's to Static as well. And I am way too lucky to get a PB here.
Yeah, congratulations and GG. That is an excellent run, and you know, always amazing to see PBs in a tournament.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This one in particular, I feel like I played better than I could, honestly. As in some of the plays were undeserved for my skill. It's just the stars really aligned. I'm glad I was able. I was afraid I was going to. I was trying to not put up a like a disappointing match against Static because he's so consistent. But yeah, I guess I performed better than I thought I could.
You definitely really sent it. Really cool strats that's throughout that race. Was there any part of it that you felt was a little less polished that you were disappointed with? I know it is a PB, but is there any component of it that you weren't quite happy with?
Well, absolutely, yeah. If you would guess, I think it's Meridia. Meridia was by far the most unpolished sections, mostly Main Street. After I'm always 1 pixel short of that aggressive shine spark for Main Street, and I to no one's surprise, I was also 1 pixel short this time around. And somehow then I couldn't short charge anymore, and then everything started to fall apart. The consequence, I imagine I lost about 20 seconds in the from that point leading up to maybe like Dragon. All the rooms, even Beach, were sort of questionable.
Yeah, that was a unique strat. It was definitely a shame how Main Street went, but I believe you put out a YouTube video about Spazer Beam and how it can be used through Meridia and Green Brinstar recently. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So I'm glad I was able to at least maintain my Spazer Beam for this run. So that I can do some of the strategies in Green Brinstar and Meridia. Well, in Meridia, the strategy I messed up the strat, which is pause buffer into a 5-tile morph. But in Brinstar, I was able to showcase the Zero Super Mission Impossible strat, where you just use a charge spacer plus 2 missiles to kill left side hopper. So I guess one of my goals coming into this tournament was to hopefully I have like sort of like a bingo card, and I'm trying to get as many tricks showcased on the bingo card as possible, like throughout my like tournament run. And that Mission Impossible strat was one of them. So I'm glad I got it this run.
Yeah, that was really
love
cool.
that. I love that bingo card. That's a fantastic idea. Wanting to show off all of the strats on a list, not necessarily over a single run, but over the a fixed series of runs. I really like that idea.
Yeah, in this particular run, there was also the attic strat where I use a grapple to extend my D boost to save a super. That was the first time I got it in a tourney run, so that's also checked off my bingo card, and as well as the Dragon kill. That's the first time I got it in a tourney, so that's also off the bingo card. So I'm actually pretty happy how this run went in terms of tricks.
Yeah, that was really swag, your Dragon. I've seen a few clips of, or at least one other clip of your Dragon. We're trying to figure out, is there a name for what you're doing there? We're like, do we just call it cracked off Dragon, susreime Dragon? Do you have a preference for a name before something gets locked in?
I prefer to call it the grapple kill, or I prefer to call it the grapple double X, because you use 2 X factors and you use grapple beam to kill Dragon. So I think that's a good way to name it. Like it's like the name speaks for itself.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
that
You
works.
hear to hear, folks. And as the progenitor of that strat, that's definitely going to be your choice to name.
Yeah, the grapple double X sounds good to me.
Grapple double X.
I'm not sure if we're going to have Static come in for an interview or if he's going to be over on another of the Speedgaming channels for maybe the Speedgaming Portuguese. Other than that, is there any other components of the run you'd like to talk about to stream?
Not for my ride. I'm just it's surreal to me that I was actually able to take this game. I still can't. My hand is still shaking really hard. So I just want to say it's. One thing I wanted to say is it's a shame that Static and I have to face each other, because we are dedicated early grapple runners, and like, you never want to see early grapple runners. Like we're already a dying breed, sort of like at the top level. And I'm just saddened that we have to like face each other off. But
I do have some unfortunate news for you there, that your next round opponent is MGA.
See, I don't know I don't know how come I don't know how all of this is lining up. It's like someone like put all the grapple runners in the same bracket or something. But that's MGA, one of my best friends in the community for sure. We've played around each other for like 6 years or so. He's my contemporary, and I'm happy to face him off.
Well, that will definitely be a match that I am excited to see. So I can't wait to watch that one.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Kind of winding stuff down here. Is there any